If you're a YouTuber or a streamer and you need thumbnails or overlays, definitely check out the website web3ks.com. He's the best in the business. Here are the 4 different setups that I like to use in the play motion spot out of the formation single back wing pair. I really like it in the Arizona playbook because of the different jumbos that it has. Jumbos are now named single back wing pair, etc. The only difference is the one where I have the running back on an option route. Typically, if there's going to be some pressure, I'm going to make sure that he's blocking and I'm going to ID the mic. ID the mic using the jumbo formation makes the formation just that much more powerful. And this is one of my favorite plays. I feel like we could run this all day long, really. So the first read is going to be circle once he hits the flats. And that's going to be the first read in most cases until they start to learn what it is that you're trying to do. Now, I do want to tell you guys that this year, and unlike last year, when you come out in single back wing pair, when you come out in 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, and 3 tight ends, you can bet that your opponent is going to be coming out in a run-heavy defense. Because of the way that defense plays this year, there's no more coming out in dollar, there's no more coming out in, any kind of big dime or anything like that when you see a set like this. So what you need to do is you need to pass the ball. You need to force them to stop the pass, be patient, and wait for the run. There's going to be a whole scheme that I'm going to do on the single back wing pair formation, as well as the other formations that are jumbo within the Arizona Cardinals playbook and some other playbooks. But it all starts with the play motion spot. Now here we can put the tight end on a streak, as you saw in the setups, but we're just going to read circle first. Now, as you can see there, the defender looked like he was going to cover circle and then he tailed off. Now what we've done here is my favorite setup, just in case we're facing a lot of pressure. And if they're sending pressure and they're lurking pretty hard, then circle and square can be clamped down pretty easily, if they're sending a lot of pressure. That's why I'm going to put R1 on a drag, especially right out of the gate. It's a nice quick snap setup. Obviously the guy goes in motion, but you just drag R1 and you're good to go for a nice quick snap. Now circle, then square are the first reads, but as you can see right here with R1, it's basically 2 drags. Circle going to the flats, that's essentially a drag or a flat route, and then the drag in behind it. The spacing is nice so the user cannot cover both. So I would have liked to have gotten more gameplay examples of this. I really only played against 3 people. But as you can see right here, with a defender right in my face and circle being covered and square being risky due to the fact that he hasn't made his break yet, R1 is the perfect second, third read bailout option against all that pressure. And we're going to see example after example here. Again, circle. As you can see, I feel like that defender on the far outside that circle's over top of, he's going to cover that. So I end up making the throw to R1. And that's really the biggest thing to help you get off the ground with this play. In behind drag route to circle is the main ingredient, I would say, really to get your opponent kind of having to do different things to start defending it. And then once we get into running it a few times, etc., and now he's aware, and by the way, as you saw the defender chasing, that is a 100% tell that it is man coverage. And if it is man coverage, I'm going to take a look at square, but then I'm also going to take a look at X, because those are the 2 man-beating routes. But again, if we've got pressure in our face, we've got the bailout option with R1. As you can see, we just drag him, and then it's a nice quick snap setup, and we just wait and stay patient if there's nobody in the area, and we're good to go. Now the other option with R1 is by putting him on an out route. Now when we put him on an out route, that could be against certain zone coverages, etc., like a cover 4, like a cover 3, and the out route is going to go nice with the corner route. So as you see here, we've got circle and square as reads 1 and 2, and I really could take either of them right now. But the other thing is we've also got R1 and X. Those are, R1 is pulling down 2 zones, so we've got X. The 2 reads here are square and X at this point of the play. So we wait, and then we make the throw to square. Circle and square are the 2 main things. As you see here, it's really hard to defend both if there's no user over there. And this year in Madden 18, even better than last year, is we can wait for circle to sit down in the flats. We can wait, and then if nothing is open, then we can actually throw to circle and pick up some yards after the catch. Steerable rat catches. As you see here again, square wide open. So square on one side, the deeper route on one side, and the shallower route on the right side with R1. If we were to wait and be a little more patient, let's just say they used the safety and they came down and they covered square. Well, if we sit in the pocket with a clean pocket like this, throw to R1, and then we can just take it upfield. This really is one of my favorite plays. I've been playing some games where I just run this over and over and over again. Just run it over until they prove that they're going to stop it. And as you see right here, what we did is instead of having square on the corner route, is we put him on a drag. Now we're putting him on a slant. And this just makes it really, really tough for a user opponent. Now I'm playing some people here who, you know, may or may not be using the D-line. But as you see, if it ends up being man coverage and we've got him on a slant, that's going to be wide open, especially to a guy like DeAndre Hopkins. So here again, I mean, it's just money all day. Then they send an all-out blitz, and we've got the bailout read to triangle out of the backfield. So the biggest key that you need to know about the play motion spot out of the single back wing pair is the run game is nice. It is nice, but only if they allow it. If you see one safety up high, so single high safety, don't run the ball. I mean, don't run the ball. Just don't even bother. If you see 2 high safety, that's when you want to start considering running the ball. And there's some really nice runs out of the formation. You've got an auto motion with a motion trap. That's actually a really good run. As you see right here, even down near the end zone, it's really, really tough to stop. It's one of my favorite plays, and like I said, I'm certainly going to be showing a lot more. Here again, we've got circle. Now, they did something smart here, is they played that inside coverage on the left. So square is a tough read. I know I have the big icons there. I do that because in the kicking game, the kick meter's a lot bigger. So on one side, square isn't a very good read, but now in the man coverage, and he's using the D-line and screaming at me, now we've got X as the read, and we're going to be able to pick up a ton of yards. This is the play, guys. This is just the start of Jumbo. I mean, a lot of people thought my offensive scheme last year for single back jumbo heavy was deadly, and it was. But I have to tell you that this year, almost every playbook has some sort of jumbo, and the jumbos are much more deadly. Not necessarily jumbo heavy, but the jumbo formations themselves are a lot tougher. As you see here, we don't take the check down. We end up going to the corner route. Part 1. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video, and I'll see you really soon.